Well, this is how I was introduced to him through this type of stuff from like the static selector tapes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Not the
Yeah.
like when I first heard it was popping. That's I'm like, oh, this is different. This the poppy version of
Right.
So yeah, I'll save it all for the show though.
Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars.
Your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and of course great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child, man. What's going on with y'all? Thank y'all for checking out our last episode. If you remember me talking in our last episode, I was talking about, I'm approaching 40 this year. So this week, I'm using my wife's Apple and Apple computer, and the Graze is even more because Apple is a better product from the standpoint of their camera that's built into the joint. The Graze is even more popping. So talking about last week, great old man beer having ass. Well, I'm really popping out here with
you. Looking like a young
it's crazy, right?
Black Thought. All of the older rappers got a little like gray in the beard type joint.
It is crazy. Yeah, I'll be actually dropping a single. Me and homie Matey sometime in July with some work that we did last year. So speaking of old rappers, your boy got some work coming out.
The Golden Child coming back.
Yeah, man. How's it going with you though, man? How's your life going?
Hey, man. You know what? I'm also approaching 40 this year. And after going back and forth, I finally decided on what I'm going to do for my 40th year feature-length film. So it's probably something I should have been working on a long time ago, probably last year.
Yeah.
But I feel good about the idea that I have, and I feel good that I can pull it through and make it happen for my 40th birthday. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, that's really what I got popping. That's what's in my stratosphere right now, in my mind. But, yeah, man, before we get into what we're talking about, what are we drinking, man? What are we drinking?
So I'm trying to get better at the pairings, you know what I'm saying, of my beers along with the music that we're talking about and all that kind of stuff. I told my wife I was on my way home from a little physical therapy session. And damn, I'm old as hell. Physical therapy. Yeah, I got my shoulder messed up a little bit from lifting. And I'm like, babe, what kind of beer should I pair with Jack Harlow? And she don't really check for Jack Harlow. She don't like him like that. So I ain't gonna say what she was saying because she racist. But I am drinking today Alesmith Brewing Company barrel aged Speedway Stout. This is their coconut vanilla edition for 2023. This joint it's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with toasted coconut, Madagascar, and Tahitian vanilla and coffee. Most of the bourbon that is created within the country, I would argue, most of it comes from Kentucky. So I don't know exactly where these barrels came from, but let's hope that these barrels came from Kentucky because we are talking about Jack Harlow today, and he is also from Kentucky. Yeah.
He is. That's what's up. True that.
I was gonna go with a Bourbon County joint, but I never had this, and I just wanted to try it. And I rock with Alesmith more so from the IPAs and all that. So,
word up, man.
This joint is coming in at 13.1% though, man. And this is a 16-ounce joint. So I told the wife, "Yo, you gotta help me out. I'm gonna do the show, and then she can have the rest of it."
Ooh. Normally you'd be like, I might pull out another beer.
Not, bro. Can you imagine drinking two Deepwood joints in a row?
No. I can hardly get through one. Oh, yes.
Coffee popping on the nose out the gate. Right there, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Vanilla up front. This joint is a banger, man. This is pretty good.
Alesmith from Alesmith, right?
Got a little heat on the end of it too. Okay. I'm rocking with this joint. It's very, very balanced, man. A lot of stouts, that you get. People typically talk about the heat at the end of it and whatnot. So up front, you get the like that sweet vanilla, but on the back end, you kind of get a little heat there, man. This is pretty good. I only let it sit in the freezer for about 20 minutes so that it can just, get a little cool. Because with stouts, well, these particular stouts, you don't really want them super cold. You can do what you want, but you should try a stout like this. You should try to like chill it, like have it slightly not warm, but not too cold. So
I got you. I feel you. I don't know if I'm really pairing this with the music we talking about. I think I've had this before on the show, but this is Small Slice. This is a carrot cake with the unicorn, dude. This is Small Slices from Pipeworks Brewing. This comes in at 6.5. All right, this is an oat ale. An oat ale with carrot juice, lactose, brown sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So this is almost like a cake in a can. Cake in a can.
Yeah.
But carrot cake in a can, if you will. So yeah. I think I might have had this before some time ago. But yeah, I'm gonna have it on this show, and I'm having my Freedom from Revolution Brewing, my Freedom Session Ale.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Saison, what's this? Session Sour cup, you know what I'm saying? It's got that that carrot color, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that oat ale action.
Yeah, man. Little beer, little go ahead. Let us know what you think. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's that's very the flavor, it's a lot of flavors going on, but it's pretty good. It's a nice, cool, refreshing drink, actually.
Yeah. How is that body? It's well, how's it look there? What color am I getting right there?
It's kind of thick. It's not real light. It's is that an amber? Is that an amber type color? But it's pretty good though, actually. And I taste the cinnamon and the carrot at the end, not at the front, but at the end. But yeah, it's a pretty good beer. Small Slice, 6.5. So it's actually fairly crushable.
That's one of the desired results as well. Love using oat grain versus like barley. I don't know the complete science behind it, but I know when you use oat from the standpoint of the grain, the body tends to be a bit what would I say, probably more medium to full body. If you're using oat within the brewing process. So yeah, a little beer knowledge. Yeah, something is oat. There's an oat lager that I like from Phase 3. Anytime you have something like that, wheat or whatever the case may be, that means that it's mostly brewed with whatever that grain is in proportion to the barley.
So do they use hops in? Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
Does all beer contain some type of hops?
Yeah.
Or okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so what it is barley.
I actually don't feel like it doesn't taste real hoppy. It tastes like I could tell it's a beer, but it doesn't taste like your typical IPA type situation, which is very hoppy.
Yeah. But that joint is brewed with carrot juice and all kinds of, Yeah, it's just a grain. So most of your beers are going to be, like 100% brewed with barley as the grain. But you can.
Gotcha.
There's wheat beers in which wheat is what's used. There's you have beers like this where oat is what's used. I could be messing it up a little bit, but I'm pretty confident on that. But yeah, man. Music. What we talking about today? What we doing, man?
Yo, we are talking about G Herbo's latest album, which is and there's carrot pieces in here. As a matter of fact, I just poured actual carrot pieces. But anyway, G Herbo's Strictly for My Fans 2.
Yeah,
Strictly for My Fans 2. We talking about, Jack Harlow's latest project. Jackman. Surprise project just dropped out of nowhere. for the level of where Jack Harlow is, you would think an artist of his level would promote when he's dropping an album. But I like the idea of just dropping an album out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
here it is, Jackman, a quick 24-minute project
Yeah, man.
from Jack Harlow. We're also gonna talk about how do we pose this topic? How do we say this?
I think we just wanted to go ahead and just ask, do white rappers get respect? Or
There it
we
is.
didn't really want to say the respect that they deserve because I don't.
Right.
I think we agree that in
Do white
general,
rappers get respect in the game,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the rap game?
yeah,
Do right so right. There we go. Okay.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
white rappers get respect in the game?
Mhm.
Let's start with G Herbo though.
Yeah, man.
Let's start with G Herbo. Strictly for my fans. Chicago, right. Strictly for my fans too. Um, G Herbo, Chicago's own.
Yeah, man.
Man, grew up on the east side. Uh, grew up around his child's name is Essex, a street 1 block off of where I live right now. 1 block.
Yeah.
Off of where I live right now on Kingston.
Yeah.
Over east. G Herbo, man, formerly Lil Herb.
Yeah, man. So G Herbo is from that early to mid 2010s drill wave that came out of Chicago that captivated the music industry, and then subsequently over the past couple of years, the whole sound has taken on many forms, whether it be Euro drill or whether it be New York drill. Keep it very simple, man. This is G Herbo's, I think, like 10th, 12th project. He has a lot of projects, man.
He does.
But I'll just keep it very short and sweet with this joint, man. In 2016, he dropped Strictly for My Fans, which was the first installment of this. G Herbo, again, is a drill rapper. This is the second installment of that. And the name speaks to exactly what's happening here. This is strictly for his fans. If you grew up or if you were a fan of G Herbo, you know what I'm saying, from the standpoint of the drill side of his thing, because he does flip it up and switch it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He has some more socially content type material and whatnot, but this is straight drill. This is going back to what gained him notoriety within the rap game for being a Chicago drill artist. So if you are a fan of him, you're probably going to be really checking for this joint and you'll really like it because it is straight street drill music, man. I like Watch Me Ball Part 2. I like Outside. I like Glorilla swag a little bit sometimes, man. Like sometimes it's like, but it's Memphis as hell. I mean, what
It is.
What are you gonna do? I like I think my favorite joint is Watch Me Ball. And I like No Limit, the first joint. And I think I like Feel This. I mean, here's what it is, man. If you want to turn up, if you trying to do something that's where you need to be charged up, you can throw this on, man. It's not something I can listen to when the album dropped and Jack Harlow dropped the same day. I won't lie. I said, yo, I can't listen to Herbo right now because it's 7 a.m. and I'm not trying to kill anybody in these streets of Whedon right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time to be out here with the banger on Butterfield. You know what I'm saying? At the Whedon Donata Square. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
you're not trying to ride down on the ops.
I'm not
at the Whedon Donata Square.
At the Whedon Donata Square, you know what I'm saying? At the Jewel. Yeah, man.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead, do your thing. Oh, something. What is that? Oh.
Right. Look, that's me. But yeah, man. G Herbo. I'm a fan of G Herbo. I like his flow. He has a different type of flow. A lot of people say he's offbeat, but I don't think so. At least not anymore.
I still think it's intentional. I still think that's his flow.
It's definitely intentional. When I want to ride, if I do that side, like I like his cadence. I like No Limit. Um, F Ops.
Yeah.
I do like Every Day. I like Dead or Alive. I like Feel This. Um, this album is strictly for his fans. We've said this before. Excuse me. He speaks to a certain person in, whether it be in Chicago or any hood in America, but specifically Chicago, because there are Chicago references all throughout his music.
Yes.
I forget, and listening to his project, I forget that he is completely independent. He is not on a major label. And he's been independent for, I want to say, the entirety of his career. And so that's definitely something that I think has affected how he moves, his output. Um, but this music that he puts out is strictly for his fans. Is strictly for a particular listener. He's definitely trying to capture a certain group of people's ears.
Yeah.
But I like what he does, though. I like what he does. I am gonna continue to check for G Herbo. A lot of the beats are just kind of okay. A lot of them kind of run together. They kind of the same a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yes, his content is you know, kind of all the same again, but there's a certain I'm, for lack of a better term, love, but for his city, for the people around him. You get turn up, but I actually don't get turn up. I get more hood retrospect type of vibe.
100%. Yeah.
It's like, he talks about things that he learned from his pops, or things that he learned from just being in the hood. Um, but also, he'll hit you with man, if ain't no killers in the car, then I ain't riding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? That, as a father, I'm a father now.
Yeah.
I'm almost 40. I listen to this type of music differently than when I was 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was into like 3-6 and all of that type of stuff. It hits me a little differently. If Chief Keef would have came out when I was 20, I might have felt differently. But when Chief Keef hit, I was like in my 30s.
Yeah.
I was probably about to get married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel differently. I felt differently about that music. I feel differently about this music. But I still see G Herbo as a quality rapper with something to say and give to the game, and he's giving it to a particular group of people.
Yes. I would agree.
But yeah, strictly for his fans.
Yeah.
Strictly for his fans, and his fans are gonna feel this for sure.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah.
All right.
Moving on.
Let's see here.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. The racist Jack Harlow. I'm starting already. See, look, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna troll on this episode. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Look, Jack Harlow, man. He dropped Jackman. I'm not the biggest Jack Harlow fan, so let me just say that out the gate. However, I like an artist that can talk about a plethora of different topics. and he does that on this project. In 24 minutes, he packs in a lot of ideas. And then he ends it with a song called Questions, where he's questioning things. So he even opens it up to a listener, in my opinion. Some of the questions he answers, but some of it is like, man, why can't I do this or that? Or you think you really think all I want following me is backpackers? You know what I'm saying? This type of thinking, I can appreciate from a rapper, from an artist in general. Songs like Common Ground, where he opens up in the very first song with the idea that, you know, and help me with this, because I'm drawing a blank a little bit, but I know he talks about, you know, he's not the rapper that mentioned that, you know, he's excelling in a black sport. That's Action Bronson, another white rapper. But he is in a sport where, you know, he's seeing things, and, you know, he talks about the things he sees, and he talks about how, man, none of my people are from the hood, but a lot of things that he says and the game that he's in is black. Is black. And he talks about the things that he sees being white in this black game, and how at his concerts people are waiting for the 4 count to say the N-word and things like that. And that's honest. And I can appreciate the honesty. In songs like Blame It On Me, where the second to last song, where he talks about his relationship with his younger brother, where he talks about his relationship with his father. In songs like Gang Gang Gang, where he talks about the friends that he has and that he grew up with. When he come back home and he hear about some wild stuff that they did, dang, can we even be friends? Are we really?
Can't associate myself no more.
I can't really associate with you, bro.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't a star, I can't really associate with you. You know what I'm saying? But these are real topics. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Jack Harlow fan, and I'm trying to figure out why not. It's hard for me to really put my finger on it. You know, I don't want to say nothing shallow, like, man, he ain't really got no real swag like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at his Jufro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got a Jufro, yeah.
I don't really know what it is. There's nothing about, you know, what he bring. Like, his videos aren't necessarily super creative and none of that. But, you know, I don't look to J. Cole for none of that. I'm impressed by J. Cole's lyrical ability. I like what Jack Harlow does on a lot of these songs, but I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I appreciate what he's given to the game, for sure. But yes, I like Common Ground. He was spitting on Ambitious. We were just listening to that, right?
Spitting.
Gang 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 I like. I actually think Denver might be my favorite song, actually. You know, Blame It On Me, Questions. I like a lot of the work that he did on here, and it's only 24 minutes, and he packed in a lot of ideas and thoughts, and it wasn't just straight waste of just, you know, filler songs. He gave you ideas. He gave you personal thoughts. And that's not what we can really say for a lot of rappers. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not trying to, you know, compare him to G Herbo. But an artist like G Herbo is giving you that in a different way. But, you know, he's taking certain topics, different topics, and giving you different ideas. where G Herbo has a kind of a singular theme, and he'll switch it up here and there as far as how he delivers it, but it's a singular theme overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, and his production was, and I think Jack Harlow's production on this project is pretty decent actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
It's the production for me on this joint. I mean, I like the rapping too. I'm so last year I trolled a lot with Jack Harlow, but it's more so based upon the topic that we'll explore later on. You know, I still haven't started my fake Twitter page, in which I kind of critique, I become like a social critic and critique things that are funny, whether it be right, left, or whatever, but that's for another day. But when Jack Harlow dropped last year, I was paying attention to a lot of the conversation around him, and I'll probably address that on the second topic. His last album was okay to me. It was an album that in which Jack Harlow kind of has come to do more so of what he does now, which he kind of switches it up. He'll have songs like this, which you get on this album, but then he'll try to give you the pop joints like the old Fergie rendition or the Dua Lipa or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But my first coming into Jack Harlow, when I actually became low key, like, checking for him, was really his raps on like a Static Selector tape. So Jack Harlow has always been like an anomaly for me because it's like, man, he can really rap. But then the next time I heard him was on Face of My City with Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? Or What's Poppin'. And it's like, okay, it's the same guy. So, but that's neither here nor there. I really like this project, and I really like it because I think that it's important that people keep it honest with where they are and where they come from. And I think a song like A Common Ground, where Kendrick can give a social critique from the standpoint of what he sees in the Black culture, right? Jack Harlow taking his culture from the standpoint of suburban white America, who shows up at the concerts with the Larry Bird jerseys and wants to rate the top artists or whatever when they really can't. You're commenting on who's the best street rapper, and you'll never have to live or will ever live a life that they lived. You can go to a concert, then go back home to your wonderful neighborhood that has no murders or has drugs, but it's not policed the same or whatever. Like, these are conversations that he's having on a song like Common Ground, along with like taking journalists who are got a degree, what I'm saying, maybe white, whatever the case may be, commenting and being the commentators on a Black sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he can have that conversation because he comes from that world. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving his critique on it. But yeah, man, I like Gang Gang, like you said, the conversation about, friends and people you may have to distance yourself from based upon, things they do. I like Denver a lot. Denver sounds like a song where he just want to throw it away. Is this whole thing worth it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Ambitious is dope to me. It has different stages where he, talks about he was ambitious at this age, this age, this age. My favorite song is It Can't Be Though. Yeah, and it's because of the second topic. I think that Jack Harlow has taken he's looked at what's going on with him and what the overall opinion about him, especially last year. I think he got a lot of heat for things that really, like he's like you say, he's a white dude trying to operate within a Black sport, right?
Let me just say this. His first line is, it must be my skin. I can't think of any other reason I win.
Can't be. Word. And then he goes on to talk about, man, I work fucking hard. My team is the same team. I'm good at branding. We've done this, we've done that, but it's none of that. I only win because, I think that's a interesting way, because he could have just said, fuck y'all, do this, whatever, and then been bitter. But it's like, okay, y'all right. It can't be. This is why I'm winning. Or is it these other things that, and with that, let's put a pin there and then we'll go to the second one. To answer the question, do white rappers get respect? No, they do not.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and bring us both up. We
Yeah,
just
bring us both.
going.
And but I think that they never will because of the situation. And it just is what it is. They have to learn
So
how
is
to live in this
Eminem
space.
is Eminem anomaly?
I think that if you can withstand the times and be in it as long as Eminem has, you can get respect. But even people shit on Eminem still
That's
and
true.
discount him, even though, if you want to talk about stats, you want to talk about lyrical ability,
Right.
he has all that. But here's my counter to that. I don't think they get respect the same way, I'm a guy who I like to podcast. I like to read. I'm into like checking for intellectuals and whatnot. A lot of you don't really hear about black intellectuals the same way you hear about a Sam Harris, or a Christopher Hitchens, who was one of the foremost, leaders in the atheist movement, 10, 20 years back. You don't hear about black intellectuals, because I think that when it comes to that world, they don't really see us like that, but there's a lot of dope black intellectuals. And what I'm saying is that whole intellectual world from the standpoint of public intellectuals is a very white space, the same way rap is, it's a black space. And if you're going to come here, it's going to be, I don't want to say double standards, but Jack Harlow not knowing a Brandy song is going to be looked at as, man, he don't even know our culture, instead of the fact that most people Jack Harlow age won't even really know what that is.
That's
But
true.
because he's white though, we're gonna charge his ass for it. And that may be unfair to him, but it just is what it is. And I don't agree with that. When I first saw that whole Brandy thing, I didn't care the way the whole culture cared. Because I
didn't care either.
I was at dinner a week ago with somebody who's like 15 years younger than me, and they said something, and I'm like, dang, you don't know that. But when I thought about it, like, oh yeah, they, but when it came to him though, it's because he white and he don't respect the culture. And
right.
he made mention to it. I wasn't raised on Brandy. I don't. Angel in Disguise, that's 98. He was probably 2. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, and then the second point with that, even when I think last year he got a lot of heat because his bodyguards like helped him or something because he had on a white suit, but his bodyguards were black and they like carried him. He was at the Kentucky Derby and it was muddy and they like picked him up over the mud and it was like, he got a lot of heat for that. And it's like, but
everything, that's the thing. Everything is an issue. Everything is an issue right now.
And that's and I'm gonna leave it there because I can talk about this all day. But everything that we see now, and I don't want to make this about Jack Harlow, but everything is, and I've said this on the show before, everything is viewed nowadays. We have to put on our lenses, our cultural lenses, and let's look at this through this lens. Let's look at that through that lens. And I think that he's unfortunately gonna, speaking about Jack, he's gonna get viewed a certain way because he's white. Yeah. And I think overall, that's what happens. But it's our sport, man. I mean, what do you, you know what I mean? Like, I like Action Bronson.
I like Action too. And that's the one artist that, as far as white rappers go, I really like Action Bronson.
Yeah.
I liked Eminem, but I'm not a fan of Eminem like last 2 or 3 projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eminem is when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really into Eminem today. I'm not even going back and listening to old Eminem albums like I am. Like I was just listening to Wu-Tang Forever 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to Jay-Z anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z kick. Go ahead. Yeah.
I always saw Eminem's music as a niche, or however you say that term. Like, it's all like funny rap. You know what I'm saying? It's all like, But he can rap. Don't get me
rap, yeah.
wrong. He can rap. But it's funny, it's dark, it's, sadistic. It's a type of music, but it's not nothing I'm about to throw on to clean the house with or nothing. But
Oh, no.
that's me as a African American male growing up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe that's different for somebody that's white, that's in middle America, that is getting introduced to rap through Eminem, you know what I'm saying, and grew up with Eminem, and they check for Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Eminem got mad black fans for sure. I don't know the stats. I ain't do no deep dive Google search or nothing like that, but I'm willing to bet that the majority of Eminem's fans are white.
Yeah.
And they like rap music. And those same fans today listen and sing along to Lil Baby and, all of that, all the popping Young Thug, Drake, and all of that, and probably say the N-word on their own. Do I think they racist? I don't. I think they singing their favorite rap songs. You know what I'm saying? Yes, a lot of things are viewed through a lens today. And mainly the lenses are for journalists. When they get to putting on these complex.com, or whatever your media outlet is that you prefer, they're going to give you a lens. They're going to give you an opinion framed in this way. And, for somebody like a Jack Harlow, who is young and just like rap, he liked rap. And he was probably introduced to it, probably not just through Eminem, but a bunch of other artists. And he's young. Why would he know what a Brandy song is? You know what I'm saying? Why would he know that? But y'all charging him for it because he's white. Yeah. Now, if he was black, y'all be like, man, look at this youngin'. But
doesn't matter, yeah.
But he white, so it's like, man, look at this guy. He's white. He don't know our culture. Come on now. But do they get the respect? Do they get the respect in the game? I would say probably not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I don't really feel Jack Harlow.
It's like, I think it's what you said, man. You don't. How can you?
I'm not really like, I'm not drawn to Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Like I am. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a funny listener though. Like I like what I like.
Yes.
And I'm not a big fan of Jack Harlow, but I do respect what he does.
Yeah.
I respect what he does. I don't think he's just a lame rapper that's, I don't like, bruh. I recognize, I could never say, now, I say all day as a rap fans all day be like, yo, this person is trash. That person is trash. You know what I'm saying? I would never say that he's trash. And even if I did call an artist trash at this age today, because I've done that before, but I feel differently about, understanding the work it takes to become an artist and for us to even be talking about him and know his name and all of that. That takes work. That takes work for us to be having this conversation about someone that don't know us. You know what I'm saying? That takes work.
Yeah.
And I respect that work. And, overall, the game is mostly black. It's like, I'm going to say 99% black.
Absolutely. Yeah.
98, maybe 98% male. Black male. Because when we talking about rappers, we either gonna say that rapper or that white rapper or that female rapper. We not gonna say that rapper if we talking about Glorilla. We gonna talk about that female rapper. We gonna talk. I mean, it just is what it is as being a rap fan. You know what I'm saying? It's the game you win.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like women could talk about that all day long. White rappers could talk about that all day long, but it's not gonna change what it is.
Yeah.
Just like we not gonna change. Racism gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's gonna be here forever. It just is what it is. But he's learning, Jack Harlow and other white rappers, or other. Let me just put this in the stratosphere real quick. So my son is in. My oldest child is in 4th grade. His math teacher is out right now because she just had a baby. They got this was like probably like a month ago, so he's had like this other teacher that's been in the class for like a month and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They were having a conversation last week, and they were talking about some things, and they were talking to, the comment came up about, well, white people, this, something or another. And now the school he goes to is mixed, but it's mostly black. I'm going to say it's mostly black. It's mixed, but it's mostly black. This teacher said, well, let's not say white. Let's say non-colored. I thought that was odd. I'm trying to come at it, my wife is like, what? You know what I'm saying? Colored. And I agree. I'm trying to talk to my 10-year-old and try to frame this in a way that's, understandable, but colored is first of all, a dated, archaic term. You know what I'm saying? If you saying colored, referring to black people or any other race, you got to be. Now, my wife want to say you're racist, or you're older and like very old. You know what I'm saying? And you're a little tone deaf to what's going on around the world. And like, you're not quite in the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? But to teach a group of a mixed class of 4th graders that instead of saying white, say non-colored.
And this is a white teacher?
I'm gonna say this is a white teacher. Yes, it is. It is. It's not a Hispanic teacher. It's not a black teacher. This is, I mean, it's a white teacher. It's a white teacher. I'm gonna tell you, it's a white teacher.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I felt the way. You know what I'm saying? The same way a lot of, I'm going to just stick a pin there. The same way a lot of rap listeners feel a way about white rappers excelling in this black sport. And that's a line straight from Action Bronson. I'm just a white man excelling in a black sport. He said that before.
Fire line.
I thought that's a fire line, right? It's a fire line. Some people, some rap listeners, mainly black rap listeners, are not going to give them that respect.
No.
They're not, because of their race, which is whack. Now, I'm listening to Jack Harlow. Let me speak for myself. I listen to Jack Harlow, And I'm not, and I'm only saying Jack Harlow because he's who we talking about today. I was checking for Eminem when I was younger. I still like Action Bronson today. Now I don't know if it's because he sounds like Ghostface or just because I like what he does. I do like what he does. I'm gonna check for him every time he drop. And I've been listening to Action for over 2 years.
Yeah.
But it's something about Jack Harlow. So with that being said, you know, that's almost like I have black friends. I can't be racist. You know what I'm saying? I like Action Bronson. I can't not like white rappers. But I'm not really drawn to Jack Harlow like that. You know what I'm saying? I do respect what he did on this project, on his latest project. But to answer the question, I don't think they get the respect in the game. I don't think it's a deserving respect or anything like that. You get out of the game what you put in it, and he's getting what he put in it. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. I'm not the biggest. I don't know. I'm not really, you know, even you know the cover of his joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Look at all this white skin. I'm not trying to check. That's funny. That's super funny.
G. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we can end out there. I mean, yeah, man. I think that, you know, they have to go through their licking, their whooping moments, and then if they can make it through, they'll be okay. Because I mean, even Action back in the day.
I'm not a big fan of non-colored rappers.
Yeah. Action. When Action first came out, you know, he was critiqued heavily for just copying off Ghostface.
Facts.
But he's lasted long enough as to where he's gotten that respect now. And I don't know. But I think that
Euro Droog is not black. He like Czechoslovakian or something like that. Let me not treat bro, because I'm not sure. He might be like Russian. I don't know. I could be off, but he's not black. But I really check for what he does. He run with like Makhami, the guy Fahim, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? But he's good, and I check for him every time he drop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He be dropping projects like Makhami and them. You know what I'm saying? He be dropping like 8-track projects every 3 months and stuff, something like that.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, man. If you look, man, for me personally, if you got something to say and you're interesting to listen to, I'm gonna check for you. I don't care what you say, what you look like, you know, I'm gonna check for you. But that's me. Overall, I don't think white rappers get the respect in the rap game like that.
It is, and we can end out. It is what it is. Unfortunately, you know, and you're right. You know, if you have something to say, people will check for you. But it takes a very, I don't know how to say it, but people have to be extremely objective in order to have that point of view. Meaning like that, okay, I either like what this person is saying or I don't like them. But the reality of the world we live in is that it don't work like that, because you can't help but see what you see. And a lot of times, you know, hey, we're gonna, I don't know, man, we're gonna judge. Yeah. And that is, damn, we sound very pessimistic right now.
Look, man. But the thing is, we may sound like that, but we are a mirror on the game. We talking about something that we listen to.
Yeah, but I mean, even we're a mirror on the world, because I also made the point of, you know, there are a lot of interesting black intellectuals, but because that world of public intellectualism is very white and male, the black, you know, individuals will not be talked about as much, or may even get shitted on by black people because that's a whole nother that's a whole nother,
Mm.
because they are, you know, people don't check for certain, you know, because they may think some of those guys are, I don't know, whatever.
Right.
I don't want to even this could spin into something way not dealing with rap, which I don't got time for right now.
Hey man, I feel you though. I feel you.
But yeah, man. Beers and Bars, the racist Jack Harlow episode that we've just done. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.